Hello everybody, my name is Guillermo, welcome to my kitchen, and today I'm gonna show you how to make a Pisco Sour, a very traditional drink from my country, as well as my chocolate twist. Now, but a little history first. So Pisco Sour is made with pisco, which is a brandy that grows with grapes that grow in my homeland, and this is the map of my country. So here you can see the grapes used for pisco grow here in the capital Lima, in Ica, in Arequipa, Moquegua, and Tacna. Over here is Chile, which is going to be important in about a minute. Now, so back in the early 1900s, this is the guy Victor Bauhen Morris, and he was actually an American immigrant to invent Pisco Sour. He did it he immigrated to Peru in 1904 and moved to Lima, the capital, in 1915. And there's not an exact time, but it is believed that in the early 1920s he invented a Pisco Sour. This is the more traditional glass used for Pisco Sour, but I have found in all my research that pretty much every single glass available is used for the drink, but I guess that this is the most common one. And you can see the Angostura bitters at the top, the foam from the egg white, which we're gonna talk about in a little bit. So back to him, even though he invented the Pisco Sour, it was not until a few years later somebody working for him invented the modern version that we know today. And his name was Mario Bruiguet. He was a Peruvian guy working for him, for Mr. Victor. So, the elements for Pisco Sour. Here I have a Pisco. It's called a Gran. This is a Mosto Verde, and it's one of the piscos used for a Pisco Sour. So for this, you need 3 ounces. This is also the original container for Pisco. And one of the glasses I have chosen, like I said, the other one is a more traditional, but this one is a wine glass. It's also used for Pisco Sour. And as you can see, I have already pre-chilled it in the freezer, and it's ready to go. So that was the Pisco, 3 ounces of Pisco, the egg white, and before the match break started in week 8, which was 2 weeks ago, Miss Gillian said the egg white in sours is actually safer to eat, and this is because it has a lime. The acid from the lime actually cooks the egg white, so it's safer to eat. Now we need 1 ounce of simple syrup, which is equal parts sugar and water, and this is homemade. We need half a lime. And something interesting in South America, lime is actually known as lemons, and the lemons are actually limes. It's the other way around, for some reason. So now we need 3 cubes of ice. And on some recipes I have found that they say to add the ice after. That's actually not true. The ice is done with mixing. If I can get them out. And from here we just mix. We have to shake it. And for the Pisco Sour, like I said, traditionally, we use also bitters, angostura, and just 3 dashes on top should do it. If it ever comes out. And there we have it, Pisco Sour. Now, for my version, first I'm gonna rinse this. Okay, so same, basically also kind of similar ingredients. We use also 3 ounces of pisco. Now, for my recipe, I have chosen to make a homemade pineapple syrup, which I have is here. And you can see the tiny pieces of pineapple. I have a madolette, with the madolette. And it's already here, strained. So 1 ounce of pineapple syrup. And since I'm doing a chocolate version, this is a creme de cacao. I bought it from LCBO in Windsor, and for this I need 1 ounce. Same thing with the ice cubes, 3. And again now, half a lime. Once again, now we add the egg white for foaminess. And something I forgot to mention about the original Pisco Sour. The egg white, I have found that traditionally we use only one egg white. However, if you find it a little bit too eggy, you can use a half an egg white or even a quarter. But we usually use one whole egg white. And the same as the original Pisco Sour. We have to shake it about 10 to 11 seconds to create a foaminess from the egg white. And since it's a chocolate version, I have actually made a little garnish with melted chocolate. I have chosen this, I don't know if you can see the semi-sweet chocolate. So for my garnish, this right here is the trademark label for Peru. It's like a pea in a spiral fashion, I guess you could say. And I have molded different ones right here. I'm gonna try to see if they come out. My other garnish is actually a cinnamon because it goes well with chocolate. So just it kind of crumbled, but you can see the garnish and the cinnamon. Here's another one I made, again with chocolate. And the way you actually achieve that is with a piping bag made out of a parchment paper. You can see the chocolate inside. And again, with a melting chocolate, you just don't do it on the stove. You actually have to use a double boiler. So you put a little bit of water in the pot, you make it boil, and the chocolate, you're supposed to put it on top, on a bowl. You melt it, and you put it inside the paper bag, piping bag, and then you cut a tiny little piece at the bottom and start piping. So the way you make the piping bag, you have a triangle, you take one of the tips and you fold it, so you fold one tip right here in the middle, you take the other one, you put them together, and it should be something like this. So when it's secure, and this actually has to be really thin, you just fold this part inside, and you put the chocolate inside. And like I said, you cut the little tip here to let the chocolate out. And that's my video. You have here the traditional Pisco Sour with the lime garnish, the Angostura bitters in the middle, and my chocolate version. And again with a creme de cacao. This is basically, a chocolate liqueur you can buy at any liquor store. Miss Jill actually used also liqueur from the same brand, Guinness. It's really good. And thank you so much for watching.